Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Count Christo and this is the Best of Both Worlds campaign. Thank you ever so much for joining me and all that good stuff. In this episode, we are going to do it. We're going to plan Sea Lion. We have 4 armies standing ready, which I think will be more than enough. 3 crack infantry armies and 1 glorious tank force. Another tank force is also standing ready to reinforce if needed. I think we should rejig how I'm doing this tank training. The ones that still need training can go in a 3rd tank army. Sure, in Paris. No, not in Paris. In Troyes. And can train there. Should also be red though. And you can stop training and can receive the light tanks. Then any new ones should go to Troyes. Good. Do have some more mediums coming out. Slightly short on medium tanks right now. So we're not going to do any more production after this. We're just going to let them accrue a surplus. So, Marines have been invented. Let us take this glorious logistics anti-air division and switch it up to Marines. We should have enough army points, what's it called? Army experience to make this switch without too much of a problem. We will of course need to remove, well, we could leave the anti-air guns in there. I don't know, if I were you, I wouldn't feel great about landing with an anti-air gun. I feel like pure Marines seems good. Division does not change, would put us over the special forces limit. Oh, I'm a fool. I apologize. We need to... Fine, I'll build it up from here. It'll probably take less long. It would cost so much more, though. Here, you. Duplicate. This is the Marine 40 width. Doesn't really need any more description than that. The default symbol will be sufficient. I'll just have to do that again. My bad. Let's save it when we're halfway through so I don't muck it up. And, have to redo it all over again. So, this glorious Marines division, you might think, well, it'll take ages to train one of those, Christo. And you are right. But fear not. I have no intention of training this division up from nothing. We're going to take one of our crack armies and transform it into this glorious division, which, when attacking across the river, gets a 40% attack bonus, and when attacking amphibiously, gets a 75% attack bonus, which entirely negates the amphibious landing penalty. Fantastic. So you, slightly undertrained army. Congratulations, Kurt. You commando camouflage expert, you. And you have an invader, 63% done. You can switch your entire army to Marines. But we can't, because we would go over our special forces cap. So we will have to reduce the size of our... I think I will just delete this army, actually. So... Now, can I switch you all over? Probably not, right? It's probably still over it. Yeah. How about half of the army? Nope. What is the Special Forces cap at the moment? We're currently training 240 of our 448. Okay. So, about 9. Should be okay. Yes, indeed. There's 9 Marine divisions. Any more? No. 1 more? Yes. Okay. 10 Marine divisions. That'll be enough. With these 10 Marine divisions, Kurt, we're going to move mountains together. The mountain is the British Empire. Largest empire the world has ever seen is going to fall before Kurt here. So, what we will do is we will go. There will be no funny business. There are many ways to launch naval invasions. Some more effective than others. We are going to take the simple approach. We're going to go from Dieppe. I think this is the Dieppe port. And we're going to land in Dover. You were expecting more? No, that's the plan. We're going to start in Dieppe. And we're going to end up in Dover. The Marines will receive some training first, as they filter in their new equipment. But that's more or less the strategy. It's quite simple. The Marines landing in Dover will secure us an excellent port. Level 6 naval base. We should perhaps stop bombing the naval base. Yes. Maybe we move the strategic bombing out of southern England. Port strike doesn't hit the ports, does it? It just hits ships in the ports. Yeah, we'll prioritize our bombardment elsewhere in the country, I think. That seems good. And we will land in Dover, secure Dover, rapidly move in to capture their radar stations as well as Portsmouth. We should really land in Portsmouth, shouldn't we? Yeah, go on then. Hey Kurt, change of plan. We're going to go from here. I don't think you can... There we go. Good. And you should strat redeploy down here, please. Okay. The men will stand ready, the tanks rather, will stand ready in Dieppe to move in as soon as a port is captured. The infantry, some of them, will stand ready in Cherbourg, and some more of them will stand ready in Dunkirk. Glorious. No longer need these fallbacks. Or this one. These infantry can stand ready in Cherbourg. I want them in 3 different ports just so I can see where I have different bits of my infantry. Okay, and that's more or less the plan. We will deploy the main and Mediterranean fleet to the channel for the protection of our convoys, as well as vast air power. In order to make it all go well, the air looks to be firmly under our control in the region, so I'm not concerned about any problems there. We will need to be careful to, you know, actually make sure they're not moving their air force around, like suddenly deploying it all over the channel or anything like that, but I don't think we're likely to have any issues. I don't think we even need to fully train these guys. I think as soon as this plan is ready, I'll be pretty much ready to go. It's a month from now. The Operation Overlord in reverse shall begin. England shall fall. Scotland and Wales and Ireland will all fall soon after. Any other necessary preparations at this stage? They're not deploying many planes over southern England. Formation flying, giving us that air superiority mission efficiency. Lovely. Air support mission efficiency. Or would I rather grab some extra destroyer organization? Escort efficiency will be useful for going after the US. Could improve our artillery. Wouldn't hurt. Could improve our recon. Also wouldn't hurt. Could have some maintenance companies for the tanks. We have lost a lot of tanks to attrition. Sure, even more initiative on the tanks. Well, it's not useful in the offensive. Not really. Better night attack is always good. More breakthrough. Give me the night attack, please. More infantry. Just pumping out infantry, those Romanians. What happened to these guys? Right, didn't they do an invasion? Where did they go after that? Don't know. Weird. If I assign 1 to it, I'll be able to find them. They went to Switzerland, that's right. No, that's silly. Stay here, please. Much better. Good. I sent them to Switzerland because I thought they had nothing to do, but of course this fallback line is still useful. Okay. Planning. Transports ready. Hoth has been wounded in his defense of China. Supply situation stabilized, or rather not quite stabilized, but we're no longer affected by it. The Finns apparently doing some work on the Burmese front. The British, no doubt, overcommitting to the Burmese front when they should be paying more attention to their home. I don't know. Do not let those American tanks take that port. I don't know how many British divisions there are on the main British Isles, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it's not going to be very many, because it usually isn't very many. Just want to get all these port defenses done so they don't get an opportunity to invade like this again. Good, good, good. Okay. So, hey, Britain. How are you doing on that plan? Another 30 days. Alright. So let's let a bit of time go. Almost overtraining these guys. Must remember to turn that training off soon. How about you? Not really worth training them for 2 guys. Not really worth training these guys for 1 guy. So let's turn that off. That will significantly increase the number of anti-air we're gaining per day, because we were spending quite a few, no doubt, on lots of attrition in those trainings. Those training armies, that is. Any military police issues? Not really. Small attack against our defensive line in Egypt to no avail. Convoy raiding continues apace. Good. Couple of ships in repair. Just one. Just the Gneisenau. Gneisenau, you know, we could give you some support. He seems to be coming under fire down there a lot, but it's mostly air power fire. So yeah, let's send these guys down to the Cape Verde plain. See how they do. Gneisenau, you can instead come here and raid the African coast. But he can repair for as long if he needs to. That's fine. So let's turn off the recent reports, and we can see if no, Gneisenau, just up here. We can see if this guy also takes hits from the French air down here. This is the choke point, so it makes sense to use it on these guys. And the Gneisenau, you know, he's getting bored. He needs to see some new coastline while he's doing his raiding. We're going to invade Britain in December. Maybe even on Christmas Day. They will never expect it. You guys need to get a wiggle on. Some resistance here. Why is there resistance here? Oh, it's ticking down now. Yeah, cool. Deal with them. Just wrap this up, guys. Come on. No one wants to see another Christo spends ages in China. Let's just get this wrapped up and sorted. Good. Can I not give them a plan? Weird. And another port there that we mustn't forget to garrison. And then we should be able to never pay attention to China ever again. Oh, hey, we actually got landing in Guangzhou this time. Nice. Hey, China. You can handle these. China has missile bases down here. Okay. Yeah, you can have these two. Carrier primacy finished. I am just going to carry on with that. Seems good in order to help against the American fleet, which we will have to, you know, kind of straight up face at some point when we need to defend our convoys to resupply our actual invasion of the United States. Okay, you ready? 14 days. 14 days. We're getting there. We're getting there. Anything else we could do in preparation for this invasion? I don't think so. Portsmouth is a little damaged. Still a higher level than Dover. We're taking a high level port, of course, so we can move more supply through it. Thereby, all the better to supply our tank. More Italian divisions. Just head to a port. It's fine. Anything else we need to deal with on the world stage? Not really. Everything looking more or less as I would like it. Training, Moscow training camp has almost produced the perfect warriors. They're even getting some cold acclimatization. Excellent. You can do with a perk. He could be a winter expert. Sure, you know what? Why not? And we'll use him to do a sneak winter attack into Kashmir here. This is Kashmir, right? This area here? I think it is. Seems good. Alright, just a few more days. Hey, rocket engines. Time to get jets. Nice. Jet bombers for America will be useful. Let's take it up to speed 4. Not really doing much right now, so might as well blitz through till the plan is done. 4 days. 3 days. Comet sighted. The end is near for our enemies. Nice. It's because we've invented rockets, of course. Still producing loads of stuff in Hungary. How did that go? Have we already chunked them all the way down? Yes, indeed. So you can cancel. Whoops. Cancel the rest of those. That's plenty. Got their autonomy right down. Only the expense of probably what? Only a month's production? Not too bad. Not too shabby. Hungary is now a heavily militarized location. we can go back to building our glorious dockyards. Okay. Naval invasion. Ready. Okay. Bring in the 2 fleets. The Mediterranean fleet. Get ye to Brest. And the main fleet deploy to Holland. Early reports reached the British intelligence services that the 2 small but nonetheless mighty fleets of the German Empire were repositioning to close to the English Channel. This was the report the British Empire, This was the report that the British Empire had been dreading for almost a year now. The Kriegsmarine was moving into position, and it could only mean one thing. With the Luftwaffe pummeling Britain from the skies, the naval invasion was imminent. All attempts to fight back the Luftwaffe were in vain. And the Kriegsmarine would take to the English Channel unopposed. The Mediterranean fleet would move in, ready to perform convoy escort operations, while the main fleet would move in to annihilate any ships that the English dared to offer in resistance. On the 12th of January, at a precisely timed moment, both fleets entered the operational region. The order went out, and the invasion began. To Portsmouth! To Portsmouth and the end of this war. They've got so many men in Plymouth. If Portsmouth have that many men, we're going to struggle to land. Alright. Give it to me. We need every CAS we have on close air support here. The massive forces of the Luftwaffe deployed to pummel any that dared resist the vast, vast landings taking place. Bombers previously assigned to taking out factories and air bases found themselves redeployed against military targets in Portsmouth. Any more? Yes, indeed. Hundreds of planes were rushed out to meet the demand. Air superiority established. The Marines closed in. No Royal Navy presence was detected anywhere in the Channel. The Kriegsmarine's dominance was so supreme. Heavy resistance experienced in Portsmouth. Initial reports back were that the resistance included fine, modern American tanks. It looked grim. Losses were heavy in the first wave. The Mediterranean fleet was reassigned to provide shore bombardment to attack the American tanks. But it may not be enough. Or we might get them. We need to reinforce quickly, though. Are they going to reinforce in time? No. Bah! The naval invasion. The initial naval invasion was unsuccessful. The Mediterranean fleet was decimated by a colossal wave of Allied fighters. Oh my god. Holy crap. Immediately redeploy against those fighters. Holy crap. Okay, fleets, get out of there. Dock up in the closest port available. Get to Cherbourg. You guys, cease operations, get out. Get out. The RAF is not as beaten as we would hope. Please don't lose your carriers. Please don't lose your carriers. No, we lost a carrier. We just lost 3 carriers. My goodness. Okay, there's fierce resistance in southern England. Good to know. But they are now fighting us here, which means they're going to lose a lot of planes. Good God. That was annihilated. The Kriegsmarine assertion that it would be merely be a river crossing on a long front proved wildly inaccurate, and the new plan was drawn up. Vast numbers of men would be deployed, undeterred by the lack of success in their initial landings. The new German strategy was total numerical supremacy. Vast squadrons of men would land across the south of England, resulting in such a crippling numerical superiority that the British could do nothing to stop it, while the... Oops. Oh, that's all we can say. Which would result in the number of available Allied targets for the Luftwaffe becoming high enough that they could bring their vast superiority to bear. Heavy casualties were experienced, but we will not be deterred. Okay, they've ceased operations, mostly. Whew, good lord. How many planes are they down to, though? Okay, we are heavily reducing their plane count, while ours skyrockets. So eventually we will win this war, but that was quite something. Why is it not recognizing that I've seen this plane? It's weird. Good lord. That was ridiculous. Like, the number of planes they deployed suddenly against me. I even said we need to make sure we don't not notice if they deploy a huge fleet against us. Alright. The Mediterranean fleet, its tail between its legs, will be absorbed into the main fleet. My goodness me. That was devastating. The Peter Strasser, as many kills as it had, took such heavy damage that its crew had to be almost entirely replaced, and it limped back to the reserve fleet. A reserve fleet which I've just realized is using up all my air wings. Oh, emboldened by their victory. Oh no, I thought that was a naval invasion. Good lord, that was a heavy defeat right there. That Kriegsmarine hit was very painful. Well, there's two strategies open to us. We could launch a proper full invasion like this, and I think this is what we're going to do. The other thing we could try and do is launch a massive... sure, go on, let's have some Turks land as well. A massive invasion just of our puppet divisions. Just to kind of... because we don't mind if they die, is the thing. Oh, but we're out of... oh, the other thing we should really do is, you know what? We haven't invented advanced landing craft yet. Yeah. Stop doing that. And get me advanced landing craft. That was a blunder. Serious blunder. Did not get that sooner. But we won't get it in time for this invasion anyway. That was crushing. Look how many of these guys died. And that's just from raiding. That got all those kills there. Crazy stuff. You guys can stay on that, actually. We don't have the capacity. My goodness. Well, I'm glad I didn't send any tanks out into the fray there. That would have been disastrous. If we'd actually lost that many medium tanks. We'd have lost like half our medium tanks. My goodness. What do we want to invent with this guy? We should probably go back to... what was I doing? Naval Doctrine. Alright. Some new carrier fighters. Which will give some engine and reliability. Well, pretty much reliability. Just give them like that. Where are my carrier fighters? Oh, we should decommission old versions of stuff as well. No. I don't know why it always does that. There we go. And give me substantially more planes on carrier fighters as well. Good. And yes, do convert some old Fighter 3s into the new versions. Well, the death of the RAF didn't really live up to its name there. I suppose what we should do is, well, more determined... Those are the wings. Oh, no. They're the wings from the carriers that went down. the crews of the carriers bravely launching planes as they sunk to save the air crews. Well, what we could do is begin a more determined strategic bombing campaign against air bases. I suppose that's what we must do. It must be that their air bases were not nearly as destroyed as I was expected after our period of bombing. No, look, they've only got like -1 level on a bunch of these guys. Okay. So in preparation for the new wave of offensives, let's try our best to actually take out far more of these air bases. We are running low on manpower. So those of Bok's army that are not judged strictly necessary for port defense will stand down and rejoin the General Reserve. Here. To give us that power back. You guys all going there? No, you are actually also surplus to requirements. You can hold this pass with 6 divisions. No problem. Heavy fighting on the Chinese front. Fortunately, not us. Us being the ones that are fighting so heavily. Okay, air superiority re-established. Where are my attack bombers? I need more and more attack bombers destroying runways, please. We could also build some strat bombers, of course, but we just have such bad technology for them. I don't think it would be a good idea. Bad supply in the east. As the allies get driven back to it, and as the continued fighting, as our allies rather, not the allies, as the continued fighting damages the local infrastructure, would be my guess. Maybe I should play with the mini-map out and use it to jump around the map a bit more. I find myself scrolling east to west quite a bit, you know, much quicker if we can just do this to check it out and then, you know, hop back to the channel. Well, bring on the bombing and let's see what we can do to these air bases. Thing is, I just don't want to damage this port. But honestly, considering we didn't even manage to land last time, maybe I shouldn't worry so much about the ports. If it doesn't go well, this invasion, we're landing off ports, which means we'll take vast casualties if we fail our landings. So we must, you know, bear that in mind. This would be heavy, heavy losses for a nation without large manpower reserves. Well, we do have large manpower reserves, but no large mobilized manpower reserves. You guys ready for the switch? No, close though. We could also start training our modern tanks. We've already got enough for 5 divisions. Nice. Let's do that. And as soon as they're ready, put them into boot camp. Even modern tank wielders need some training. Got plenty of tanks ready if we can actually get a port. The other option, of course, is to land somewhere up here, where they'll almost certainly have lower port defenses. Let's count its way out. We're going to do this. Seems more fun. We should also make sure to intercept their bombers over the over this region, the channel. It's very, very, very important. Could deploy some more fighters here as well. Like 1,000 more. Put them straight over the channel. And from here we could put 600. We can reorganize these once they've deployed. Okay. How are those plans coming? Getting there. Getting there, getting there. Nearly ready for round 2. I want to try and land this episode. So I'm going to do my best to pull that off. Convoy raiding efforts continue apace. The Kriegsmarine is a shadow of its former self, but its super heavy battleship count in the Atlantic doesn't belie that truth. Why don't you go and try and convoy raid the Caribbean? Let's just see what happens. Okay. Huge numbers of planes over here. The enemy planes have more or less pushed off. They're mostly fighting us over northern England. We could deploy some more from The Hague, maybe. Could divert up there. They're already mostly up there. From Calais, we're overstacking Calais. That's my mistake. Mustn't ever do that. Also overstacking here, actually. My guess is we took some damage. The CAS are needed. We might as well have the CAS begin their operations already, actually. Just so I don't forget. So we don't have to do it at the crucial moment. Can we fly CAS from Cologne? We probably can. Okay. Another 800 from there. If we have enough CAS, we should be able to land basically whatever they throw at us. Is probably true. Where are my other CAS? Here they are. Got lots of them. Good. Should do it in 800s. You should be a 200 wing. Good. And once those guys have deployed, and we throw them over southern England, that should give us the kind of numbers we're looking for. I will split them up into their proper numbers. Actually short a bit on some of these CAS, but that's okay. We're producing quite a lot of them. Yeah, there we go. Not actually short, in fact. Good. Okay. Ready? Yes, ready. No enemy ships present. Kriegsmarine. Godspeed, basically. I'm going to move you into briefly convoy escort. Convoy escort established. Planes in position. Launch, 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 launch. Everyone doing their duty? You guys. Get in here. You guys. They were catering up here. Hopefully they've had some impact. Most of the planes based actually in the south. They will also do some CAS. Okay. Fleets launching. Navy. I'm going to need you not to stop and try and shore bombard. That was when they really hammered us. Okay, away they go. The die is cast. Slow down speed. Portsmouth is the only port we're hitting directly. Free civilian factories. Now is not the time. Just build more mills. That should keep them busy for a little while. Good. The reform. Yes, please. I'd like anti-air. All right, here we go. Yeah, interception. Yeah? Or CAS. Nah, CAS. Okay, here they go. Get ready. No allied fighters over here yet. There's a Christ ton of them here. Okay, no resistance on the port adjacent landings. These are highly experienced troops landing against superior numbers. I am concerned. But we have a chance. We've got a lot of CAS. Give me crushing air superiority. Are there any more? Yeah, okay, there's some CAS here without a mission. Deploy. Anyone else? Don't think so. There's some room here. I think I have all my CAS deployed, though. Let's just make absolutely doubly sure. We need every single... No, we don't. Okay. Every single close air support is needed. Many were called. All were chosen. Come fly from back here. Stop doing your strategic bombing. It's less important now. Yes, the allies are overstacking this airbase, but they'll sort that. Our allies, rather. Okay. Land. Landing on Portsmouth. Give me that close air support. Immediately countered my tactic. Give me the close air support damage. Come on. Just start putting some damage on them. Navy not taking any huge hits yet. American troop moving. Should be immediately taken. Okay. Half of you. Immediately move north. Have to wait 1 hour. Immediately move north. And secure that river. The Thames. You may have heard of it. The rest of you, press into Dover with all due haste. Decent attack values now. Now it's down to the Cass. Again, a small number of you. No. Small number of you secure there. The rest of you press into Dover once you win your defense. Likewise, we'll need to win this defense. Let's put some men dedicated to doing that. Okay, men have landed here. Hold your ground? No. Small detachment. Capture that airbase to reduce their effective air power in the region. We've done the same here. Now, all available fighters. Over here, please. Enemy planes are deploying rapidly to the channel, but are being held back. Broaden the combat width on the Dover fight to give us more room for Cass. Come on, reinforce in, reinforce in. Okay, now, same strategy. Few of you go north. Few of you attack directly into Plymouth. Some of you attack into Plymouth as well. We just need to broaden the front. The higher the combat width, the more planes we can deploy into these fights. Now it's just whether or not this mass of helmets can respond in time. So we should be able to win these fights. They're encircled. We've got huge Cass superiority over the region. Come on. I believe. We just need one port. One port is all it takes. They're attempting to prevent us from taking their airbase here. The capture of the airbase here will seriously weaken their presence. Plymouth is not going to fall. It might, actually. They might not be able to reinforce. Good lord, that would be amazing. They've got one more in. Keep trying, though. Enough Cass, and they'll break. In Dover, because we've got it surrounded, we have to kill everyone. Which is unfortunate. Oh, the attack has faltered on our side. No, immediately resume. This cannot be tolerated. Undeployed Italian tank division. It's fine, just go anywhere. You could have tried landing tanks, but I don't know, that just seems so bold. Move north slightly as well, if possible. Just to have a nicer defensive line here. Plymouth, if we could just get... Sorry, Portsmouth. If we could just break one of these guys slightly faster, we'd have this landing in no time. Give me that extra combat width, darn it. Got to attack from two directions. Two different fights? What? It's okay, it means the Cass will support both, I guess. Right, yes, we also need all the paratrooped air supply you can give me. And we can go up to 400 there. Not that I know if we actually have 400 transport planes. Okay, Plymouth surrounded. Attack here as well. Keep going, keep going. Might be able to take Plymouth now we've given them the encirclement penalty. That would be lovely if we could. Come on. Come on, I believe. Break Dover. We need some people to stay on the defensive, but break Dover. Keep hammering them with that Cass. They've no chance to recover organization, so after enough Cass hits, they will go down. Portsmouth likewise. They're taking heavy hits. God. We lost most of our carriers already. Stay the course. No. Really? Really? We lost almost all our carriers. My God. We need to, though. This is for a good cause. Attack from Plymouth from the north. It weakens this defense, but it expands the combat width, expands the number of Cass that can be hitting them. It does also expand the number of troops they can have defending at the same time, but the number of troops they have defending is just another way of saying the number of troops we can hit. Give me a level 10 port in every coastal province we've taken. There's a possibility we could finish one of those before we either get beaten out or take one of their ports. Beaten back. Sorry, not beaten out. Okay, that's good. That's good progress. You two stay there. They're going to run out of supply, our guys, fairly soon. And obviously, the more we attack, the faster they will lose the will. Lose the organization that they will no longer be able to recover. Because they have no supply. Come on, Cass. Come on. Done so much damage so far with our Cass. It's glorious. But it needs to be more. These guys flagging in their attacks on Dover. Never stop. There is no time for it to rest. This is the defining moment. Get them. Get them. The cast damage on Dover just doesn't seem to be as high. Is there, like, better anti-air here? No, there is anti-air. Totally undamaged, but... There goes the last bit of shred of infrastructure in the south here. We have got some supply, somehow. Oh, right, yes. Airdrop supply, of course. The airdrop supply is going to help out quite a bit, actually. I want to be able to hold this defense, if possible. Let's move these guys east a bit. With the amount of cast we have, we really, really should be able to get these wins. Come on. Break Dover. Don't let them recover. Maybe focusing on Portsmouth would be a better approach, but I don't know. Honestly, at this point, I'm almost hoping we're just going to be able to run out the clock and build. I think all these guys are going to die. All our guys. I don't know. We're going to run out of... You know, the supply is so bad, we're going to run out of organization. It's just going to tick away to nothing. Let's get the best men. Okay, these guys are almost all in the same army. Best guys, get a bit of planning bonus. It's never too late. Never too late to build a plan. Let's reorganize the armies a bit. Which army did I just massacre? This one. Okay, you're a defensive guy, basically. So let's move the defensive guys under him. It's this army, isn't it? Yeah. You guys, move into this army. You guys, likewise. Okay. Now... For you two, you guys also? No, too many under this one. So where are the rest of these guys' men? Ah, he has the Marines as well, of course. Okay, Marines. Just move into a separate army for now. They're not going to be able to plan a naval invasion. Well, I mean, I guess we might as well try. Let's get Bock on the case. Excuse me? Ah, right, yes. Bock, plan a naval invasion. No, can't do that, because there's already one being planned from that base. From here to Dover. Oh, Dover! They've reduced the number of men in Dover. Okay, try. Come on. I believe. They've substantially reduced the defenses of Dover. Launch a new offensive. The Americans don't believe that they can hold out. The way it works in the headcanon is we sent misleading reports that said the German offensives were doing far better than they were to American high command. They're still holding fine, though. Come on. They're fighting us really hard over the channel. How do I stop this? I mean, we've got like every airbase full. This one's not, actually. No, as soon as I say that. We can put another 500 there. 500 more over the channel. 200 more here. Almost running out of fighters now. Air superiority over Southern England is unquestioned, so we don't need to put more fighters there. In fact, we could reduce the number of fighters there to help out over the channel. We could also mission efficiency boost. We actually can't. We don't have the... Ooh, we don't have the command points. Sorry, my commentary is suffering. I'm getting a little tired, but I really want to get this. I want to get this naval invasion successfully done. Get Alright, not you two. You guys. Come on this order. So we can actually get a planning bonus. If we just keep up pressure on Dover... I know, the other option, of course, is just not put pressure on Dover, and then maybe they'll leave. It's possible. Okay, control of the channel re-established. Control of Southern England. Slightly more questionable. Let's move the food planes back. Alright, there's our points for that. Okay, you guys, come on this plan. Some of you guys as well. Some of you on there, some of you on here. Who are you commanding? Like, why are you... Ah, right. He's one of the few infantry armies we didn't launch into this mad suicidal attack. The other thing we could try... The other thing I am going to try... Alright. In a fairly desperate move, let's just land a couple of tank divisions. Just a few. Just 3. If we can land 3 tank divisions and have them turn the tide on some of these battles with really well planned, like snappily planned invasions, only 3 days it'll take. If we can hold until some tanks arrive. Well, we've brought Mulberry Harbours, right? That's what we've done. We're just taking this land, and the attacks were actually diversionary movements while we built our Mulberry Harbours. The main fleet. The main fleet is deceased. Bring in the remaining 4 carriers. No, we can't bring in the remaining 4 carriers. Bring in these 2 destroyers. Oh my god. The main fleet is dead. That's the power of the British Air Force over the Channel. Even though we had so many planes. Holy crap. Bring in the super heavy battleships. We require your aid. I need naval superiority. Okay, I have it. 2 more days until the Mulberry Harbours are complete and we can bring in these tanks. Don't go there. Go here. Okay. Ooh, okay, speed 4. Let's just get these 2 days ticked away. We're still in our... We're in a supply grace? No. We're not totally out of organisation on the infantry yet. 1 more day. God, British modern tanks as well. Oh, crap. That's not a bad template either. Okay. Send over the tanks. Don't kill my tanks as they're crossing. Not many planes deployed against us in the Channel now. Okay. Glorious German modern tanks. Landing on either side of Dover. Oh, the counteroffensive has begun. Just in time, our tanks are going to be there. Slow it down. They are taking a few hits. They've been intercepted! No, that's us intercepting them. Thank God. And, yeah, a few of our battleships taking heavy hits here. Okay, first tank's landed. Second 2. Landed, and... Next one, come on, come on. Get those tanks ashore. Come on. Yes, okay. Tank only push. Take Dover. They can do it. They can do it. Look at that. The dive bombers coming in. And the tanks are breaking Dover. Yes. The glorious medium tanks once again. Yes. Proving their vast superiority over the enemy. Now Portsmouth. Dover. Balls. Oh, England. Oh, sweet England. That was close. I have to end the episode. But that was a damn good one. Oh, the tanks. The vast infantry gamble worked. Gave long enough time for the tanks to land and crush in. A thing of beauty. See you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one for the glorious capitulation of the United Kingdom and the destruction of all of these many, many allied divisions. Bye-bye.